Hello everybody, welcome along to the Football Martin channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's the final word. We're reflecting upon Southampton's away win at Ipswich Town, our first away win of the season. It's such a good feeling to win a game. I know we're down and out and we're going to get relegated, but to win a game, it means a lot to a lot of people. And the limbs in that away end on Saturday were quite incredible. I thought it was brilliant. It was bouncing inside Portman Road. 10 away games I've been to this season in the Premier League, and we've lost every single one bar two. And then to see us win a game, it was just absolutely brilliant. And there's been some tough days on the away, like going away, like some really tough long trips. That was a long trip at the weekend, and the drive up there, I think it was the A12, we got stuck on for a long period of time. We got there for about an hour before kickoff, but it was a long way. It was 3.5 hours in the car there, another 3.5 on the way back. It was a long old poke, but it was well worth it. It was well worth it. A really good away experience, a great ground to go to. If you've not been to Portman Road, I totally recommend it. It was the atmosphere was brilliant. The Saints fans made it superb in the away end. You'll see my content, my videos. If you've not seen the match day vlog, it's that way. Go check out the match day vlog. It's well worth a watch. You'll see all the away limbs. You'll see all the reaction to when we scored late in the game. And I was pleased for Onuachu to get another goal. I thought he'd done well, but there were some good performances from players throughout the team. I thought there were some really good performances. What I want to do in this show is I'm going to put a few players forward, and I want you guys to get involved in the comments box below and give me your player of the match, your man of the match. We will activate a poll on the channel. It'll probably be in the community page. I'll share it and you'll be able to go and get voting for your player of the match, player of the weekend. I will put forward the players I felt that played well, and you'll be able to get involved in that. But before we get into all the game chat, make sure you do go check out all my social media accounts at Football Martin _ across all the major platforms. Make sure you follow me. I'm posting daily, and I'm pretty much getting a YouTube video up every couple of days now as well. So there's loads and loads of content going out all the time. Burnley coming up this weekend as well. Match day vlog coming up from St Mary's as well. So if you want to feature in it and you're interested in coming and giving me your opinions, you can get involved in that. And I give priority to patrons and members of my YouTube channel. So if you're a member or a patron, you will get the first dibs on that as well. Let's talk about the game. We'll get the statistics, which I've popped onto your screen. So you can have a look at the statistics and start giving me some of your opinions on the stats from the game, because we didn't have loads of possession. There is, we're having less possession than we have done in a long time. We only have 43% compared to the 57% of Ipswich. Expected goals is higher than it has been for a while. 1.01 compared to 1.55 of Ipswich. That's some good chances at Ipswich. They have 15 goal attempts compared to our 9. Shots on goal, they had 6 compared to our 4. Shots off goal, they had 5, we had 1. Block shots 4 each. Corners, we had 2 corners compared to their 1. There wasn't loads of corners in the game at all. And goalkeeper saves is probably the difference in the end between the two teams, between the goalkeepers. When Aaron Ramsdale was called upon, he made a big save. He made a really big save. There was a one-on-one, I think it was Broadhead, not long after Liam Delap got the equaliser, and it was a big save. And that's what the difference is on a top goalkeeper. And that would be the difference between Ipswich maybe staying up and going down was their goalkeeper and the fumble he made. The first goal, they're saying he was at fault for it. He didn't do great, but the second one, he parried it straight back into the pathway of Paul Onuachu. So Mirik, they don't like him at Town at all. Wharton was out injured. He's a bit of a blow for them. They probably need to go and sign a goalkeeper if they want to give themselves a real chance of staying up. But yeah, goalkeeper saves. Aaron Ramsdale with 5 compared to the 2 of Mirik. But yeah, I thought Ramsdale done well coming back in yesterday. Yeah, it was a big performance. We needed him. His distribution at times lets him down a little bit. But it's difficult when you're playing it long into Paul. And look, Paul done well, but his first touch for the first 45 minutes was bad at times. A lot pinged off him. The ball was pinging off him left, right and centre, almost 5 to 10 yards away from me each time. And so he got it on his chest a couple of times, better with it on his chest than he is with it at his feet. No, but I thought O'Shea and Greaves had a fairly decent game at the back for Ipswich, and they had a lot to deal with in Onuachu. He's a physical presence, and Greaves, he did all right with him, to be fair. I did think that, to be fair, Delap did give Bednarek a bit of a runaround, but I thought Bednarek done a job on him. I thought he put a couple of early tackles on him and made it known that he was there, but he did get done for that goal. And he's a teenager and he's a young lad, Delap, and he ran him ragged a couple of times. Harwood Bellis, I come on to in a minute. He got injured and had to go off, but I didn't think he had the greatest of games yesterday. Harwood Bellis, I thought he struggled a bit at times. He hasn't got loads of pace, and he's a little bit out of form at the moment. And Wellington come in at left back, makes his debut alongside Grombeck, who makes his debut. And I'll talk about both the players. I said in my vlog I would. Wellington, I thought, had a really good game. I thought he played really, really well, Wellington, for his debut anyway. And he looks to get a cross in. He's quite physical, quite strong, ready to get a tackle in. And that's all you can ask for, isn't it, really? You want him to get stuck in, and he does get stuck in. They said that in the under-21 game that he played, that he wants to get stuck in. It's good to see, really good to see. He got a bit about him. He's going to be good in the Championship if he can continue to put in performances like he did on Saturday at Portman Road. If he can be consistent and do that going forward, I would imagine he'd be in the team week in, week out going forward. I thought he was good. I thought he was really, really good. Albert Grombeck is somebody tweeted me today and talking about Sam Amieo, which is one for the transfer show on Monday. But we were talking about Albert Grombeck being quite lightweight, and they were saying to me, well, Sam Amio's lightweight. He's lightweight. He's not for me because he's lightweight. Well, Grombeck is quite lightweight. Tall, skinny guy, technically quite good with the ball at his feet. But I didn't see enough of him. Some nice little touches, but we didn't see enough of it. He played in the FA Cup, I'd imagine, against Burnley and get him a bit more game time. Be interesting to see what he does. But he's not a Matty Fernandez by any stretch of the imagination. But he is a good player. He kind of played off to the left, sort of just inside of Wellington, in front of Wellington. But it was quite good. They linked up a bit as well. And I like the fact that Wellington would get forward and go past him. I thought that was... It was a good debut. Really, and it's a big gamble, isn't it? Putting a defender in for a Premier League debut as well is a big ask. But he stepped up. I'm going to do some player ratings. If you remember on the channel, I'm going to do a video separate and do ratings on all the players from the game, from this game. Southampton Ipswich. I'm going to do home and away. I'm going to do both teams. So if you're not a member, join up. And you can see that video, which will be going out on Monday morning. Right, Ipswich Town. I spoke about Muric costing them. I thought he was a bit of a liability, and I kind of felt that in the chats I did with Town fans in the build up to it. But the podcast I did. Leif Davis, I didn't think caused Kyle Walker-Peters as many problems as I did. I thought Kyle Walker-Peters played really, really well. Had a really, really solid game. Thought he was brilliant at times. A lot of people criticise him, said he's nowhere near where he has been at. But I thought playing him right-footed, he's played out of position all season. It's really hard to judge him when he's played out of position all season. Now, I'm going to put some players out now, which kind of want to put into like what I want to kind of select for you guys to pick your man of the match. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and there's a real mixture of people that tune into this channel. So I want you all to get involved, if you would. I thought Aribo was brilliant, and I've been critical of him on this channel, and you all know that, and I tweeted about it the other day, saying he was a massive disappointment since he signed for the football club, and I got absolutely bashed by a few people for what I said, and I stand by it. I think I expected maybe too much of him. Maybe my expectations were too big. But look, he's not consistent, but he was freaking good. He played really well, and he's played in midfield. Him and Oguchukwu were making quite a good partnership, actually. And then he ended up playing centre-back because the managers had to make two changes at the back. You get an injury to Harwood Bellis, who's thrown his arms around several times. And Glenn de the Core said this on his tweet, because I read his tweets during the game. Glenn that come on the channel, TSB, Total Saints Podcast, and he was saying the same. And I was watching it, and I was thinking, is that me, or was just being a little bit of a dick? And that was to Wellington, who was making his debut. Didn't need that Wellington, really, did he? Not really. And bearing in mind, Harwood Bellis had given him a crap pass in the first place, and he's blaming him for his pass. But he went off, and then Stevens come on, Jack Stevens. He's still the captain, which I'm surprised about. But he's still the captain because he took the armband off of Bednarek, wore it. He was on for 5 to 10 minutes, then got injured. and then you give the armband back to Bednarek, and we all expected at that stage Bella Kotchap to come on, because we got Bella Kotchap and Stevens on the bench, and you would have thought it was the natural replacement. Well, he didn't. He brought on Will Smallbone in midfield, and he put Joe Aribo at centre back. So all of a sudden you've gone with Aribo, Bree, and Bednarek at the back, and you're thinking, oh my word, this is scary. I was really petrified at that stage that we're in big trouble here. They will do us now. But credit to Aribo, he was absolutely immense. He done really well. He worked really hard and dug in. And do you know what? When everyone's together like that, you've got a chance. And I've said about it on the channel so many times. You need every single player in. And if you've got every single player in, you've got a really, really good chance in doing really, really well. And so I was, super, super impressed with him. He has to be a player for player of the weekend, player of the match, without any question. Didn't think Ugochuk would have played as well next to him, but he didn't give up. I give him that. He didn't give up Saturday, and he does give up at times, but he didn't. He kept going to the end. James Bree, best performance ever in a Saints shirt for me. I thought he was brilliant. It's a difficult position playing right of that centre back. Really difficult for him, but he's been doing it. He's been getting better, though I don't think he's a Premier League player, but he's getting better. And he had a really good game. And he's had his hands full against Broadhead as well, because Broadhead's good, and he was following Broadhead in midfield, and he was dealing with, they were quite clever in midfield, Ipswich, because they had Ciso as well. I thought was their best player, actually. I thought he was really, really good. And he kind of floated him in behind. He would often end up in either channel, really. But Broadhead's a real handful. And I thought Walker Peters, he didn't really cause him a great deal of problems. And same with Hutchinson. I thought Wellington got a couple of early tackles in on him and dealt with him well. So, for me, Bree is in. That's what I'm coming. Long and short of it. Bree is definitely I'm going to pick 4. Aribo and Bree are definitely in there without any question. I think you have to throw Ramsdale in there for the big save he made. It was a big save. His rating in my match rating video is going to be big, because it's going to be strong, because I think he was good. And then, though he's got the match winner, Unuachu. Do I select him in my 4 standout players of the weekend? I'm not sure. He got man of the match on the Saints official page, but it's hard to leave him out, really. For me, it's between him and Silamana. I think Silamana made the goal. He's really good, Silamana, when he come on. He's showing everything that we wanted him to show for like the last 2.5 years. But I'm going to put Unuachu in. He got a good rating on a lot of the sites I saw. So for me, you have the option of Unuachu, Aribo, Bree, or Ramsdale. That's your choice. You've got 4 to choose from. So let me know. I'm going to try and set a poll up on the community page. I'll try and pop it in the video below. I don't know if I can. I'll try it, and we'll give it a go, because it'd be really good to get your thoughts on it. So that is my thoughts on the player performances. I think it was a really good victory, and it's all for the Saints fans, because they absolutely deserved it. They absolutely deserved it. To take the lead after 21 minutes like we did, though we didn't. We were always going to weather a storm with Delat. We got through to half-time. He gets a goal, Delat. And then second half, they didn't really cause us anywhere near enough problems. Not like I thought they were going to anyway. I thought they were going to cause us more problems than that. I really did. But I think they go down with us. There's no doubt about that. That's my final thoughts on the game of the weekend. Good performance. We need to build on it now. That's the most important thing. I think I would give a bit of credit to the manager, and somebody said to me, you're getting carried away. He's not going to save us, but the one thing he's done since he's come in, he's, though I'm not a massive fan of 3 at the back, the system's kind of working for him in some ways with the personnel he's got. And everybody knows their jobs, everyone knows their positions, and they're actually really, really playing for him. And they're hard. Look, they look like going to get more results than we're going to under Martin. Look, he's trying to install a lot of. We made more fouls in the game yesterday. It's on the screen. We made Southampton with 14 fouls in the game. That's more than they've had in a long time. So they're getting a bit more nasty to play against, and that's what Jurek wanted. He wanted to make us harder to beat. Did even Jurek, and he's spot on, and he is doing that. He's instilling a little bit of a mentality that we didn't have before, and just need to build on it. Just build on that. So fair play to even Jurek. I'm really pleased for him. Adam Blackmore seems like he's got a good relationship with him as well. We spoke about him afterwards and how he came over and hugged him at the end when he said congratulations. No, look, there's like a guy who's got his head down and just got on with the job in hand. And fair play to him. Fair play to him. I've seen a lot of tweets saying he's no good. Look, we got more of a chance of getting results with him than we did with the other blokes. So Russell Martin, in my opinion. Right, let's look at the rest of the other Premier League results from the weekend. We look at yesterday's first. Big result for Nottingham Forest. Wow. And I think Chris Wood's in everyone's dream team at the moment in time. But when I saw that fixture, Forest, Brighton, the way that Brighton play and they commit so many players, Brighton, and how they empty midfield, I thought this could be a recipe for disaster with Forest in town. With going to Forest, because they went to Forest 7-0. Unbelievable result. Forest, I said it the other week, a lot of their fans follow my channel. I think you'll get top four and you're going to deserve it. What a side to watch. I'm going to sit and watch the extended highlights later. I've seen the goals, but I'm going to watch the extended later. Liverpool won down at the Vitality. They're going to win the league. Big defeat for Leicester at Everton. Everton not scoring loads of goals really up until now. 4-0 defeat. That's a massive defeat for Leicester. They will go down now with us and Ipswich. Ipswich losing to Southampton, obviously, as we know. Shock result for me was Fulham winning at Newcastle, other than obviously 7-0 at the City Ground. But yeah, that's a big win for Fulham. Wolves, another big upset, beating Aston Villa. That gives them a real chance of survival, doesn't it? That's a massive, massive result for them. Then Sunday, I'm recording this on Sunday. Arsenal, big win for them over Man City. Gets them right back in the title race, but they're in it anyway. Man United, what an absolute mess at Old Trafford it is. A 2-0 defeat to Crystal Palace. That's a big defeat. I was surprised to see that today when I come in. I think in my accumulator that I did today, I had them down to win the game. But yeah, very, very surprised. Very surprised. Mateta's good. I really like him. Scores 2 today. He's a real handful. Good striker. And then Spurs back to winning ways. A 2-0 victory over Brentford. And this is how it leaves the Premier League. Still Chelsea to play. They play West Ham on Monday Night Football. Liverpool top of the pile, 56 points from 23 games. They're in really, really good form. And next up for them is a Merseyside derby against Everton. Looking forward to watching that. Bottom of the table, which is what we need to focus on. Southampton have 9 points now, ever closer to Derby's 11 points. I think we will do that now. I think that win Saturday will give us that chance to go on and do it. Ipswich have 16 points. Leicester with 17. That big win against Villa for Wolverhampton Wanderers gives them 19 points. They're well on their way to safety. I think they'll be fine. And a massive win for Everton. What a new manager bounce they've had. Really, really good new manager bounce. Really, really good. So, yeah, that's how the Premier League table looks. It's FA Cup coming up at the weekend. Looking forward to that. But I wasn't going to go to it, actually. Just with family commitments, but things have changed. So I've bought a couple of tickets today, so I'm going to be there for it. Looking forward to it. Going to sit in the chapel stand for that one. Near the away fans, quite like the atmosphere. A little bit higher up in the stand. Really, it's an opportunity to see how we fare against a side that at the top of the by the second, third in the championship. I haven't looked at the table this weekend, but they're right up there. They don't lose a lot of games. I'm going to sit and do a podcast this week with Simon Towney. Going to sit down with Simon Towney. He's a massive Burnley fan. Going to get a bit of an insight into their season and get their thoughts ahead of this game at the weekend. Drop your thoughts in the comments box below. This has been the final word on the Football Martin channel. And I'd like to thank every single one of you for the support. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll be back with Deadline Day Madness this Monday here on the channel.